I'm Jessie Draper, the Valley Girl. Let's talk business. I'm like the Valley Girl.
Spinlister is a peer-to-peer bike rental service and New York-based startup. Will Dennis is the co-founder of Spinlister. I want to rent my bicycle. I want to rent my bike. Here we are with Will of Spinlister. So how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. I'm so good. What is Spinlister?
Spinlister is a marketplace that lets individual bike owners rent their bikes to locals, travelers, or cyclists who are looking to explore their city.
Awesome. So where are you guys so far?
So we launched in New York City and San Francisco on April 1st. That was kind of our test market. We have
High five.
At this point we have We have over 120 bikes in each market.
Nice.
And then we actually just opened up a national beta. So now we have over 500 bikes on the system available for rent.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So no matter where you are in the country, ideally you're not too far from a Spinlister bicycle.
And what made you want to start this company? Are you a big biker?
So I bike every day, big commuter mostly. But I was in Los Angeles at the time, going to New York City for the summer. Knew I wanted to have a bike there. Too expensive to ship out my bike, a couple $100. So started looking at my options. Really, Craigslist buying and reselling was all that there was. So decided to be like, maybe this rental thing could work. Actually posted my own bike on Craigslist that night. Got a bunch of inbound emails from people saying like, oh, I'd love to rent your bike for a few days, up to a month. So at that point, it was a really quick proof of concept, and then just started going on it.
I love it when entrepreneurs start a company to create a solution for something.
Right. Yeah, and it was definitely a personal pain. Like didn't have a bike, wanted a bike. Doing it through someone else is essentially the best way to get a high quality bike at an affordable price. So, and it doesn't hurt that we're like within the trend of biking, which is kind of starting to blow up, as well as collaborative consumption. Both those trends are helping us out for sure.
Right. Yeah. Let's think of all the reasons people should use Spinlister.
Right. So increases your sex appeal.
Okay.
Meet new people. Meet foreigners.
So I'm still processing the first one.
And that's the most important, the sex appeal, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're all here to do, be sexier people. Taking cars off the road.
Love it.
If you're listing, you're making money from your bicycle.
Yes,
so
this is
incremental
true.
income.
Yes,
if you're renting,
definitely.
you're saving money because you're not spending as much either to purchase a bicycle or from an existing rental shop.
Is this your first company?
It is, yeah. So I graduated from USC in Los Angeles in January.
And what made you want to, start a company as opposed to taking, another road?
I was looking into film a little bit. I didn't really like that industry as much, and I constantly have having kind of ideas about things that I think should be or would be or could be. My dad was an entrepreneur, and so I've kind of been surrounded by it. There's always an opportunity.
Yeah, you've had that as an option in your head.
And so it never really seems like a risk. It's just kind of like an option that became more and more appealing as I started, investigating certain ideas I was having.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
So it kind of runs in your blood.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
That's great. Where do you think the sharing space is headed in the next, say 5 to 10 years?
Yeah, I think it's really an untapped sector of our economy. There's individuals who have value, whether that's a service or a good, and then there's individuals who are looking for that value. And right now, the only way to get that value is, for the most part, through institutional businesses. And what the sharing economy is really doing is connecting the individuals looking for that value with the people who have the value. And that pool on both sides, I think, is really underestimated right now. It's going to be really, really big.
So what is your master plan for Spinlister?
So our master plan for Spinlister right now is to nail bikes. So we want to be the best place in the world
nail
to rent a
them
bike.
to the wall or
nail them,
somewhere.
Kill them.
Just nail them?
Own them, essentially. We want to be the place wherever you are in the world, you can rent a great bicycle from a friendly person. That's what we're looking to do. We think there's a lot of opportunity that if we build that platform correctly and build this network, in other verticals, we're aware of the opportunity in the sharing space like we talked about. But we're still focused and we're very much a bike company at this point.
Okay, so let's say I'm a biker.
Correct.
I'm a biker. Let's say I rent a bike. I ride the bike because that's what I would do with the bike that I rented. And I break the bike.
Correct.
What happens?
So we have your credit card on file, and it's very similar to existing bike rental shops where you're to some extent responsible for that bicycle.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's kind of the way it works is, you know, you break it, you buy it to some extent.
Yes.
For whatever reason, you can't pay for that. Spinlister helps out and makes sure that the lister is fully compensated for their bicycle.
Tell me about your technology.
So it's a web platform, hard at work on a mobile app, but it's essentially a marketplace.
But you can get it on your phone.
Yeah, so we're mobile compatible. You can go on spinlister.com on your mobile phone, and then we'll have an iPhone app very, very soon.
How instantaneous is it? Could you need a bicycle right where you were?
Yeah, and so we're getting better and better at that. So there's still a little bit of delay just with the peer-to-peer marketplace. It's super fragmented, so we're working, you know, to essentially make that as efficient as possible. And that's really the end goal, is being like, wherever you are, bike right now, within 5 minutes you should have one.
That is
so that's where we're getting.
amazing.
We're not quite there yet. We have a lot of work to do, but we're optimistic that's where we'll be in the next year or two.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
Everyone go to spinlister.com and hang out,
Yeah.
rent a bike.
List a bike as well.
List
so
a
if
bike.
you own a bicycle, go on to spinlister.com, fill out a few details, upload some photos, set your own prices, and then we'll make sure it's good looking and insure it up to $5,000 in case anything happens, and you can start making money.
So what are some of your fun biking stories?
Yeah, so Spinlister is awesome because we're getting people from all over the world renting bikes. So we've rented out bicycles, 6 of the 7 continents, still waiting on Antarctica, unfortunately.
Antarctica.
Yeah, not a lot of travelers coming here looking for bicycles.
Yeah.
But we have had like a South African dude came and rented my bike. We went out to dinner with him, grabbed beers. It was great. My co-founder Jeff actually went on a few dates with a girl who rented his bicycle.
Oh wow. So
yeah,
it's even like a dating site. It's a bike dating.
Collateral damage of these cool social interactions that are happening on our site.
What is the one thing an aspiring entrepreneur has to know that you've learned based on your experience?
Conviction, I think, because it's not about what anyone else says. Like, to some extent, you're going to be the most informed person about whatever it is you're doing. And then so you really have no other opportunities to be like, oh, I need some advice here. It's like that advice will be helpful, but at the end of the day, it's the conviction that you have for what you're doing because you're the most informed person regarding it.
I think that's a really, really good piece of advice.
Yeah, so conviction, I think. Just know what you're doing, and if you fail, oh well, but if you don't know what you're doing, you're going to fail anyways. So.
Yeah, and I think, and I always look at it as it's not failure. When you're an entrepreneur, it makes you a seasoned entrepreneur. It's experience.
Well, that's very nice.
Yes.
Bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle, bicycle, bicycle. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride my bike. I want to ride my bicycle. I want to ride it where I like. You say black, I say white. You say bark, I say bite. You say shark, I say hey man. Jaws was never my scene, and I don't like Star Wars.
Thank you so much for being on the show.
Absolutely.
You were fantastic. This was a lot of fun. I'm like the Valley Girl.
And I'm like Will from Spinlister.
Spinlister, Spinlister.
Okay.
Whoop, whoop.
And now it's time for your Ditz moment.
I had a question and I am like, I don't know what is going on with me today. I'm all over the place. I apologize.
That's okay.
Let's sit here and think
This
of
is
my
my first time, so I'm not sure what the standards are.
This is standard.
Okay, great.